Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be demonstrating a step-by-step process on how I committed insurance fraud at 17 years old to make $300 a week.
Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis, Fendi, Fendi, Prada. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis.
Okay, sorry guys, but unfortunately we won't be talking about insurance fraud today, but you may be wondering how I made $300 a week when I was 17 years old. Now, most of this income was sub-passive, so basically I would spend maybe around 30 minutes to an hour every single day making this. And what I did was I basically flipped items. Well, not just any item. I flipped MacBooks in specific. And you guys might be wondering what flipping is. Most of you guys probably already know what it is. But basically, you're buying something for cheap and you're selling it for more. Easy concept, right? So here I am. I'm 17 years old. I'm sitting down in bed one day. And I'm like, holy crap, my life is useless. I'm not doing anything with it, right? So I'm like, okay, so what can I do? And then I think, and then I think, and then I think, and I'm like, wait, I think I might just be the Bob the Builder of computers, right? I thought I was super smart. I thought I knew everything about computers. So I'm like, okay, let's start this MacBook flipping business. You know, I've seen some YouTube videos on it. I'm like, you know what? I might just be a professional at this whole business thing, so let's give it a try.
Knowledge.
So I went up to my dad and I was like, hey, yo, can I get like $200 to start this, right? And then my dad just looks at me and he's like,
No.
so I finally got these $200 out of my dad, and out of all the geniuses that I watched on YouTube, first of all, I want to give a shout out to this one dude I found named Luke Miani. He was a big inspiration to how I started this whole thing. So long story short, I went onto eBay with my $200 and I was like, okay, let's go on here, let's see what we can find. And little did I know, at the end of the day, for any business, you learn with experience, right? So I kind of learned that the hard way. The reason this whole thing was super difficult at first is because I was buying these old MacBook Pros, right? And I would buy MacBooks that had problems with them because I only had $200. And the first two I bought, one was complete trash and the other one actually worked out. But I only made like 20 bucks off of it, right? And I was always buying these MacBooks that had really minor problems to them. And basically, I slowly started to learn that people would still buy MacBooks that I bought on eBay that were perfectly fine and working. And they would buy them for profit from me. And all I would do is just take the MacBook off of eBay, get it shipped to my house, and I would post it on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp. And people would still buy it for $100 more or $150 more. And that was straight cash money, baby.
That wasn't very cash money of you.
So basically, I ran everything with 3 rules. The first rule was that these laptops could not be that expensive. People are buying a used laptop here. They're not expecting the perfect MacBook and they don't want to spend $700, $800 on it. So I would always keep every laptop I flipped under $400. The second rule was that I would only flip MacBooks. Now, I'm sorry guys, but Windows laptops depreciate harder than Trump's campaign after the pandemic.
No, it don't. Oh! Don't!
And last but not least, for rule number 3, it was that make sure that the person buying the laptop thinks that they are getting the best bang for the buck. So what you would try to do here is price everything higher than what you want to try to get for, right? So if you're trying to get this MacBook, the main price point that I sold my MacBooks at was $350. So I would price every laptop at $419. And basically this person would negotiate with me, right? So they would probably start off, let's say they start off at $300. They're just completely lowballing me, right? And then I'm like, oh no, let's do $400. And they're like, okay, let's meet in the middle at $350. And then what happens at that point is that here I am selling this MacBook for what I want to get for it, and I'm making $100 profit off of it, right? And here is the customer thinking they're getting an amazing deal because they think they're getting this $420 laptop for $350, and they think they're the best negotiator out there while you're out here getting the optimal deal, right?
Yes, the negotiator.
Alright, so let's get down to business. Let's look at eBay listings and then compare them with other markets like Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp, and we'll try to find the ideal laptop that you would be able to flip here. Also guys, keep in mind this is a lot where the experience part comes in. Like, I was first doing MacBook Pros and then I realized, oh, MacBook Pros aren't the way to go. So I tried MacBook Airs and I was having a lot more success with MacBook Airs. So guys, a lot of stuff comes from experience. I'm not saying your laptops won't sell at all, but the most sale that you'll get, or you'll sell the most laptops based on what type of laptop you're selling, and you'll learn what type of laptop to sell after selling a couple of them. So It's not going to start off right off the bat super fast, but once you get a hang of it, and once you start like legitimately holding a stock of like a bunch of laptops, that's when the sales will start to come in. Okay, so guys, here we go. Let's zoom into the laptop and let's see what we can find. So what we're going to try to focus on here are primarily 2011 MacBook Airs, because those are the ones that are priced lower. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look for, search up 2011 MacBook Air. And then there's a couple of things we have to enter in to try to find the best laptop, because when you get thrown into the screen, you're going to find a lot of people that are flipping their own laptops, etc., etc. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to put in 13-inch because nobody wants an 11-inch laptop, right? It's 2020. What we're going to do is we're going to go to buy it now, because we're not trying to fool around in auctions, because those just get super messy. And then after that, we're going to go right on down. We're going to do two things here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to first look for 4 parts that are not working. And we're try to find laptops that have like broken SSDs, right? And this one's clearly you don't want to work with it. It's going to cost too much to change the display. And it looks like these ones aren't even working. And we're going to try to find something that's actually running. Let's look at this one right here, $239. This looks like the perfect candidate. Let's see what the problem here is. Tested to boot. Okay. So the only problem that I'm seeing here is that the only major problem that we're seeing here is that the internal drive is really slow. That just means that the SSD probably has a problem. Like, it has a problem, right? Clearly. And just look at the pictures of the laptop. Nothing's cosmetically too wrong with it. A lot of MacBooks, you'll find these dings in the corner. They're not that big of a deal. This is also not that big of a deal for the price we are getting it at. So with this, what you can see is that it has a bad SSD. So, and this is $240. Let's open up another eBay window. And what we can do is now we're going to search up 2011 MacBook Air SSD. And guys, by the way, changing out the SSD in one of these laptops is super easy. It's literally just a matter of unscrewing like 4 bolts and putting the new one in. So these ones right here are extremely expensive. We're going to try to find something very cheap. So let's go for this one right here, $18, right? So for total in the laptop that we're in now, it's free delivery. So it's $240 plus this. Let's say this is $20. We're at $260, right? And that's basically all you need, right? If it doesn't come with a power adapter, now you can buy another one for like, I think it's like $15 on eBay. That's not that big of a cost. But let's say you come out total and you're at $280 with this one laptop, and at that point, you can sell this laptop for maybe $350 to $400.
Nice.
So what we can do is let's go into OfferUp, and we're typing the same thing, 2011 MacBook Air 13-inch. And we're going to compare these two markets, right? So you'll see here, we're able to get this laptop for like $280, right? Completely working. And then we go into OfferUp, and there's people selling these laptops ranging from $340 all the way up to $400. And there was this one I saw up here for $485, but it has a bigger SSD, so I can see why. But if you really want to plan to invest that much more money into the laptop, you could sell it for more. So what the goal here is, we're basically trying to make at least $100 profit. So you don't have to directly compete with Post, but what I would do with this laptop is I would, again, post it for $419. And what you would do is, once people start replying, there's going to be a bunch of people that lowball you, right? And you're going to try to negotiate that down to the point where you're at least making $100. So $360, $380 for this laptop. And I guarantee you, you'll probably be able to sell this laptop within 1 week and be making that bread. All right. So basically, keep in mind, guys, a lot of these problems that are going to be with these laptops, you can Google them before you even buy them. And you'll get a basic like idea of what's wrong with this laptop, and you can buy the parts you need. And the more experience you get with these laptops, the better you'll get at fixing it, and you'll get to the point where like the second you look at this eBay listing, you know exactly what's wrong with the laptop, you know exactly what to order. Okay, now let's zoom back into what we're looking at here. So this is how I sold my laptop. So a lot of the time I would sell them on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp. Those are the two main markets I would sell them on. But make sure you post these ads everywhere you can think of, on your neighborhood app, on like post it to all your friends on Facebook. Like somebody there will end up buying it, right? You're getting an audience of almost 1,000 people. If at least like 1% of the people are like find interest in it and actually decide to text you, then you'll most likely get a sale out of that, right? So what you're gonna try to do here is you're gonna sell the crap out of this laptop, right? You're gonna be like, oh, this is my laptop, 2011 MacBook Air. It's in pristine condition.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
And it works perfectly, right? And for this laptop, I guess what you can look at is I changed out the battery so it had a smaller amount of cycles on it. And yeah, that was about it. I mean, there's nothing else I really put in here. I just put that it's updated to the latest software and that it's fast, right? Like the market that you're selling this laptop to doesn't know that much about laptops, right? So you're really trying to sell them on the speed of this laptop, and you're trying to sell them on everything else. That's the goal at the end of the day. And don't be shy to just join neighborhood groups on Facebook. Join all these groups on Facebook. Don't be shy to join these groups. Like, these are groups that you will get a bunch of sales from. And remember, this is something you're trying to build up. I started at $200 and I built my way up to like an inventory of almost $2,000-$3,000 just sitting in my room. And I would have all these laptops posted at once. And think about it, if I have like 6-7 laptops posted at once, one of them will at least sell. And in the end, really, your ultimate goal is going to be to sell all the laptops whenever you decide you're done with flipping laptops, or you could continue this business on the side. No one's telling you not to. But what I did was I sold all these laptops at one point, and this was around 2 months before I started college. So I took the money I got from that and I flipped a car. It was like a 2007 BMW that I flipped, and I made another $2,000 off of that in about 2 weeks. So yeah, we'll talk about that story in another video, but thank you for watching the entire video today. Please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for your time, guys. I'll see you in the next video.